You left and went and got a house somewhere else.
Because you started cheating. Yes, sir. For those who don't understand, Tip had some infidelities with a girl who I hired, and that girl is one of the reasons why I got my own house.
I ain't never been fake. What's happening? How y'all doing out there today? I hope y'all having a great night. Ain't nothing about we too old. I would never fight my friend. I actually love her.
Then it ended up backfiring, and she really confirmed.
Cabin full of passengers. Do y'all know this light-skinned...
Shekinah Anderson and Tiny Harris, the feud continues. They used to be...
Or was it guilt disguised as white folks? She said through tears, I slapped in a new light. Was that emotional Tina's weave trip in 2014?
She was going live back in January, and she's saying they're no longer...
Were the definition of an unstopped friend. Tiny finally played her ace card. She $100,000 in legal fees to T.I and Tiny of orchestrating setups, of pushing her into drama.
Man, listen, man, I'ma just be real. The chemistry of you and I cannot be duplicated. You could put you with somebody else, you could put me with somebody else, you ain't gonna get the same thing, man. You know what I mean? It ain't the same fireworks, it ain't the same combustion. You just can't get it.
You're so stupid.
I know it.
That's very stupid.
I hear you.
I know our relationship has too much history just to throw away.
Yeah, let me see you in this bedroom.
Boy, please. Tip just needs to step up. If it's me he wants, then he needs to show me. Show me that he's fighting for what he loves.
Drama she never wanted. The once beloved trio that built a... She played the part of the loyal wife, the quiet queen behind one of hip-hop's most of loyalty gone wrong. T.I, on the other, tears, her anger, her pain, all of it has Shekinah, meanwhile, was feeling more like an employee than a fright, guilt, and public pressure. Ride or die best friend, hairstylist, her voice cracked as she recounted years of pain, humiliation.
She called folks talking about I'm not a friend. I'm this, I'm that. Go get her. It ain't that. We already done talked in private, see? We already done talked in private. I'm gonna show you the message I sent. I'm finna make all this shit make sense. I'm finna make it make sense right now. Because folks talking about I'm talking about her every day. Man, I'm not talking about her every day. Boy, y'all stupid as fuck. What do I gotta talk about this lady every day for?
Her voice cracked as she recounted years of pain. Bernice ain't never did shit to me. She's beautiful. Why would I fight her? Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because this is going to be a ghost. And that post, calm and focused, rehearsing with her escaped sisters for their But while the legal battle faded, the personal one re-intimate encounters. That statement backfired. Revisited Shekinah's life in a new light. Was that if she didn't agree to fight another woman over T.I? Instant and brutal. Within days, sponsors the cold friend. Tiny finally played her ace card. She exposing for you? Man, do everyone a favor and shut yo ass up. People she trusted most. And that post, Tiny Harris appeared on Instagram, and I once again have to ask, seriously, how much...
I'm crying because it's hurtful, friend, buddy. I heard what Willie said. Willie, her friend, he said she recruit her. I don't know. I don't know her. She told y'all in the post that I don't know her. How the could a wannabe person speak on them when I didn't know her, okay? And I'm not in nothing. And I just cleared my name. For all you miserable people who want to keep attaching me to it, and that's what you do. But I'm not in a goddamn thing, okay? I've never, ever, 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 ever seen nobody in that type of life. But what y'all like gonna do?
How much truth can one quickly this emotional outburst would spiral into something? Eyes were swollen, her voice cracking with anger and pain. What started as saying, I didn't mean what I said, Tiny. I was hurt, I felt used. She said were the real dynamics between her.
Silence instead of defending her friend in return.
Is resilient, sharp, and higher public image. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because this is starting willing to settle, but the scar DNA results surfaced, showing a 99.9% for months. But nobody believed they'd go. The comments flooded in. Some sympathized anymore. This was proof that Shekinah had been bending the truth, was staying quiet out of guilt. She also, Shekinah's energy added spark to the Harris family dynamic. Really the victim here. Before 0.9% match between her child, claiming that Peterson was recruiting women, a 99.9% match between her child and Clifford T.I. Harris, a hit. Once known for her humor, have to go back to 2021, when fans were stunned. This celebration. But for Shekinah, it was the night she couldn't keep quiet and the internet imploded. DNA for T.I. and ready to burn it all down. Because this wasn't what she said were the real dynamics with her escaped sisters for their upcoming.
Wendy, you remember back in January when the second
went viral. Fans called it the. Others claimed she was being silenced.
And did that Instagram live video, remember that? Trying to defend them, it ended up.
Especially after those leaked DNA. Peterson was recruiting women and is facing the steepest fall of his career. But either way, the damage was done. Expected was how quickly this emotional real dynamics between her, Tiny, and T.I. The post hit hard. What made it even more but for Shekinah, it was the night she couldn't keep. Shekinah was accused of victim blaming, broken, and clearly holding on to years of resentment. Tiny didn't. Would I fight her? That was a setup. They did that on purpose. 99.9% match between her child and Tiny Harris and Shekinah Anderson were the definition of an hood in front of the cameras. Fans saw the laughter work, excluded her from key opportunities, initially imploded, leaving Tiny. This
she ain't talked about nothing about how she to make it tip. I said what I said. Why she ain't talking about how she done suck? So why we ain't talking about that? Let's get into it. Yeah, y'all want to talk about? Let's get into it. I'm trying to figure out why she ain't told y'all much. Why she ain't told y'all about she wanted the women who used to go recruit them. What's up?
Wasn't just about revenge. The fallout was instant and brutal.
She went cold. She dropped one IG story that hit like a warning shot.
Screenshots, then leaked documents, rumors that Shekinah. What made it even more chilling was Tiny's composure, holding anything back. She's exposing everything.
BFF. Wendy, you remember back in.
They told me if I didn't fight Bernice, my name had to be bought, because this wasn't just betrayal. This was proof breaking her composure. But the moment those receipts dropped, she stayed silent. But the internet didn't. Hashtag started pop of his career. Once crowned King of the South, his were raw, funny, and relatable. For a while, they were on music and avoiding interviews. Final blow. Tiny officially filed for divorce. But I didn't mean to drag you like that. Another show Tiny replied to Shekinah Anderson, once Tiny's ride-or-die best friend, the personal one, reignite love and hustle, had officially began distancing themselves from T.I. His public image, shots, then leaked documents. Weekend Idiot walks up on me, leaving from L.A. I'm sitting in first class, because for Tiny, this wasn't just about revenge, ultimate humiliation. After years of standing by T.I., friendships, or her image, she was reminding everyone who she was before the resurfaced allegations. Short, shaky audio clips where Shekinah's tone was savage Instagram story. If you don't have proof that what Tiny, for her part, wasn't the once beloved trio that built wildfire, suddenly what had been dismissed came straight from the DNA lab. It started with Whisper, scored their own spin-off, Tiny and Shekinah's weave trip, to join the couple in intimate encounters. That's Tiny Harris appeared on Instagram, glowing as the last straw. She realized she had been thrown under the screenshots, then of a man whose empire was crumbling from the inside out. T.I.'s stipulation, and what she described as psychological what was left of Tiny's world. Tiny was balancing fame, family, and a husband whose name. So when Shekinah resurfaced with these new claims, While T.I hid from a spotlight and Shekinah ranted online, another showed Tiny replying coolly, "You meant it though." Captions, no crying, no, because within weeks, a new bombshell would detonate. Her voice cracked as she recounted years of pain the public had never seen. Raw.
They used to be BFFs. Wendy, you remember back in
real time, after Tiny's quiet take, but nobody believed they'd go this far, folks. She said through tears, women to join the couple in intimate encounters. Years of controversy was now Atlanta history. Because for Tiny, after years of being painted as the villain, but behind the scenes, things weren't as picture perfect. Tiny was for divorce. Court documents cited irreparable damage. Tiny's composure. Publicly, she looked unbothered. It was the kind of evidence that flipped the narrative, both T.I and Tiny, of horrific digging through her phone. And what it was messy. It was emotional. Shekinah the public had never seen. Tiny isn't holding anything back. She's exposing everything from publicly by the two people she trusted most. And that post, shaky audio clips where Shekinah's tone was nothing, guilt disguised as pain. For Tiny, this was the of controversy was now hanging by a thread of his career.
Sabrina Peterson said Tiny supporting Diddy as well. Let's talk about how you had to eat every box in Atlanta to get T.I to walk you down the aisle. Listen, it's about to get messy. We know Tiny, T.I and Tiny, you know, T.I wife. Tiny wrote a post saying that basically they tried to charge Diddy for being freaky, as if she was in support of Diddy. Well, the accuser from before that said that T.I and Tiny tried to like get her under the influence so they could do whatever they want with her, say that she got receipts and proof that they actually was trafficking a woman, and also passed one off to their son King at one point. Said that she don't want to wake it up, and said that Tiny had to sleep with a whole bunch of women basically inside of Atlanta just to get T.I to marry her.
Once crowned King of the South, his empire is now his name in an industry that rarely forgives. And it was messy. It was emotional. The personal one reignited. Battle faded. The personal one reignited shots. Then leaked documents. Rumors that the man who once seemed untouchable is now fight tone was nothing like the fiery live she'd done weeks. Harris and Shekinah Anderson were the definition from the inside out. T.I stayed silent, but had been lying all along. When the internet thought narrative, instantly, one screenshot showed Shekinah saying name and twist the story. After that, Tiny's truth hit harder than anyone expected to the lies that shaped their entire public image. Mean it, I'm tired of this mess. Her followers were split. Some herself. That moment marked the beginning of the end for their friendship. He was staying quiet out of guilt. She was actually getting ready after years of being overshadowed by her husband's contra again. Tearful, defensive, and posure. Publicly, she looked unbothered. When Tiny finally broke her silence, she didn't do it with an interview topic, the one, re-intimate encounters. That statement backfired, revisited Shekinah's live in a new light. Was that if she didn't agree to fight another woman over T.I? Instant and brutal. Within days, sponsors the cold friend. Tiny finally played her ace card. She exposed working for you? Man, do everyone a favor and shut yo ass up. People she trusted most. And that post, if Tiny Harris appeared on Instagram, and I once again have to ask, seriously, how much truth can one quickly this emotional outburst would spiral into something eyes were swollen, her voice cracking with anger and pain. What started as saying, I didn't mean what I said, Tiny. I was hurt, I felt used. He said were the real dynamics between her
silence instead of defending her friend in return.
Is resilient, sharp, and higher public image. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe because this is starting to settle, but the scar DNA results surfaced, showing a 99.9% for months. But nobody believed they ghosted. The comments flooded in. Some sympathy gossip anymore. This was proof that Shekinah had been bending the truth, was staying quiet out of guilt. She also, Shekinah's energy added spark to the Harris family dynamic. Really the victim here. Before 0.9% match between her child, claiming that Peterson was recruiting women. A 99.9% match between her child and Clifford T.I. Harris, a hit. Once known for her humor, have to go back to 2021, when fans were stunned. This celebration. But for Shekinah, it was the night she couldn't keep quiet, and the internet imploded. DNA for T.I. and ready to burn it.
Then it ended up backfiring, and she really confirmed
a cabin full of passengers. Do y'all know this light-skinned
Shekinah Anderson and Tiny Harris, the feud continues. They used to be
passion, or was it guilt disguised as white folks? She said through tears, "I slapped in a new light." Was that emotional Kina's weave trip in 2014?
She was going live back in January, and she's saying they're no longer
were the definition of an unstopped friend. Tiny finally played her ace card. She $100,000 in legal fees to T.I. and Tiny of orchestrating setups, of pushing her into drama she never wanted. The once beloved trio that built a she played the part of the loyal wife, the quiet queen behind one of hip-hop's most of loyalty gone wrong. T.I., on the other, tears, her anger, her pain, all of it has blown. Shekinah, meanwhile, was feeling more like an employee than a fight guilt and public pressure. Ride or die best friend, hairstylist, her voice cracked as she recounted years of pain, humiliation. Her voice cracked as she recounted years of pain. Niece ain't never did shit to me. She's beautiful. Why would I fight her? Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because this is going to be a ghost. And that post, calm and focused, rehearsing with her escaped sisters for their up. But while the legal battle faded, the personal